I'm back. I don't want to talk. I don't want to be bothered. But here I is. I forgot to mention the humiliation spells they be doing. Y'all gotta get over that shit. You gotta get over a lot of shit that they do. Because ultimately, I mean, people would say forgive them and all that. I get it. However, sometimes it's just, people just distractions. And it's just the bottom fucking line. They a drag, you know what I'm saying? And some more shit. The humiliation spells, death spells, they love them motherfuckers. They love them humiliation spells more than they love the death spells. It got to do with, I don't know, it may be society, and because they know the average person, including themselves, give a fuck what people think. So if you give a fuck what somebody think, you know what I'm saying? And it's all about the reputation. And then by people, you know, image is really how you make your money on earth, your image that you put out there. So if people are real funny about like tripping in public, you will look behind you like a motherfucker tripped you and you just tripped over something or whatever. I mean, it's just different shit that you just gotta get over and you gotta master getting over it. At one point, I said I eat humiliation for breakfast. And they peeped that I said that, so all of a sudden, all of these things start happening to me that would have been considered quote unquote humiliating. And then at a certain point, I was like, hold the fuck up. Just because I said that, that don't mean go ballistic with humiliation spells. You motherfuckers is sick. Something wrong with you motherfuckers. And if you spent the money that you spend doing shit to hurt people or to, cover up shit and all the shit they be doing, if you spent that shit on, if you spent half of that shit on self-help books, bitch, you would be better than what the fuck you is today with a lot of them that was doing that shit. It's just all about image and making you look like, I don't know. I don't get it because I don't understand the whole concept of getting aroused off of somebody, um, what you would say is being embarrassed or, you know, um, whatever it is. When I was younger, they would try to humiliate me a lot. Humiliate. You see, they do shit like that. However, when I was younger, in school, people used to do shit or say shit like when I was with my son father. We was together in seventh grade all the way till I graduated high school. So when I used to walk in the gym, they used to spray paint on the wall my name that I suck his penis. At that time, I was a virgin. I didn't do none of that. I didn't know what the fuck, like what kind of shit. So shit like that been happening to me my whole life. I just grew numb to it. If anything, and it wasn't like it. I mean, it didn't hurt my feelings. I was more low key. It didn't stay. I didn't stay intrigued. It just was just like, what kind of motherfuckers just sit up and make up this kind of shit and put it up there for me to feel away? I was more trying to understand the mindset of the people that call themselves humiliating me more than I was hurt about it. It's just like, damn, something really wrong with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting it on me. It ain't me. Because I don't do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody trip, fall, whatever they would consider humiliating, making you pass gas, all kind of stupid ass shit. You saying, ignore it or say, are you all right? I'm that type of person. So I don't get the whole mindset of a person that laugh when it ain't no joke and what they call them mean girls. like a group of bitches that just get together and decide that they're going to make this woman kill herself or want to, or um make her heel break when she going down the stairs, or make her fall, or whatever the case. Do you all see how off that is? Like, it's, I said stupidity, which is like people being dumb, and people being dumb, and it's another one that I said that'll take you out of here. It ain't really humiliation when you look at it. It's how stupid they are, how dumb they are. And it's another one that Allah bring back to my remembrance whenever they stop the humiliation shit spells that they think is humiliation for me. Just like when I was showing when something fell over there and I had to get it. And I said, oh, dude was doing something to make me humiliate myself, which it ain't me humiliating myself. I want this turned that way. First of all, because I don't have on a bra. And I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, without support. It's just how I was raised. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. Most of the times I do. It ain't got nothing to do with my scarf being on. I'm a Muslim. Who give a fuck? It don't got nothing to do with a hat sitting on top of my head. I don't give a fuck. That's just the way I'm cut. So it could be just because it's the way I'm cut, I say I can eat humiliation for breakfast. Most women nowadays gotta have what they say they face beat, which means they got, you know, to put on their shit and to make sure they're flawless, if you will. I've always been like a tomboy, so I don't, you know what I'm saying? And what's so weird that'll make men mad to do that shit is the fact that most men love women in their most natural state. You know, it's even so bad that I don't, when I did hair, it's just candid conversation because I feel like my twin want me to talk. And sometimes, you know, as a tarot reader, or if you have a platform, a lot of y'all play pretend, or y'all say something is for entertainment, or, you know, is not real. You're not being transparent. And, you know, that's not really affirming a man or a woman, or, you know, helping somebody to feel comforted, because they may have found out they was living a whole lie, living with somebody or being married to somebody or having kids with somebody, and you sitting up here acting like you got it all perfect. Like, okay, can they see something else? You know? So when I did hair, which I stopped doing hair in 2020. I got my license in 1996, and I didn't stop doing hair officially until 2020. I didn't want to get into lace fronts. I just didn't. When I saw that coming down the pipe, I was ready to go then. I didn't want to master it. I didn't want to learn. I did a couple frontals, but I stopped at frontals. I was like, I'm not going to get into this shit. So Allah, God, yes. When you have a personal relationship with God, things get personal. He knows all about you. He knows all about me. It's just about, do you want to know him? So me and Allah have these candid, you know, conversations sometimes. And he was saying that I'm going to have to start. He didn't want me to get, because he knew I wanted to grow my hair out. However, they'll attack you with beauty spells and stuff like that. Now, on top of, if you in a twin flame union, or you in separation, or you finding out new information, on top of you having to deal with that, if you a curse breaker, then you got to deal with the spells that's coming from your family members. You got to deal with fake friends. You got a lot to deal with. So I try to tell people to be, you know, take it easy on yourself, because you got a lot of stupid shit to deal with, and they stupidity and the dumb shit they do, and the wild and unnecessary shit they do will take you. They think a death spell will take you out. No, how dumb you are. Gonna make me call death, because I would just rather be amongst my ancestors or people that went before me that I know ain't stupid as fuck. They got my back, that love me for real, and care about me. You know what I'm saying? It's just a better environment, if you will. So Allah said He didn't want me to get braids, and then because He said it just did the way that they grip the hair is just too much right now because I'm always under attack. So then He said you're gonna have to get a lace front. He want me to get a lace front to show because clearly He hearing men that couldn't get me say I ain't all that. Women that think I'm unattractive because I'm no longer in a beauty industry. So when I did hair, I wouldn't go, a damn sure wouldn't go 48 hours without being made up. So once you come out of that industry, you be like, I don't even got a comb around this bitch. They say a woman should keep a comb, and I don't got shit. Do you hear me? When I say I ain't got shit, I got some gel down here to slap it on here so it can curl my hair up and I can look halfway decent if I wanted to wear my hair out. But I don't make it a habit to wear my crown uncovered because of the amount of attacks. That's the whole point of wearing hijab or covering your crown as a Muslim, because you do get attacked. That's where you see men, Muslim men, what they call sheikhs, and sometimes not sheikhs, just regular Muslim men that they call, the things they wear that they call kufis. They just cover their head. Jews wear yarmulkes. You see what I'm saying? But it's because people attack them. Where you end up going bald because they just be doing shit dumb for no reason. There's just something wrong with them, you know. So He told me I was gonna have to get into these lace fronts, and I'm like, Allah. And then He told me it's gonna take a lot of work. And I'm really gonna have to get off into it. That's not a 10-4, even though it gotta be a 10-4, because He want me to show that I can look better than a whole lot of bitches, but I ain't going there. I don't have to prove nothing to you. I know what the fuck I look like when I put on for my city. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, I ain't got to show you shit. Fuck you. I've been doing that shit, beauty and changing my hair. And I'm talking about, honey, baby, bye. You know what I'm saying? I can go through my goddamn pictures in my phone, whether my old phone or the phone I got now, and show plenty of times I'm looking very beautiful. Like, I don't feel like that shit. I don't got nothing to prove to no one. I don't give a fuck. You understand? However, along with He on, and then He said, all the women gonna be wearing them. Like, I guess from them taking out people's hair. They did some type of spell work. I don't know. I guess it was beauty spells to tempt power. Then now nobody got no goddamn hair. So everybody have it on. And I know doing hair, men tended to like their women without artificial hair. They like their hair. They like them to wear their hair. So it's kind of like a cruel joke too, where a man ain't gonna be able to really vibe with his woman without having something. You got a few women that's gonna be wearing their real hair, if you will, but most women are not. And it got something to do with the beauty spells and the men kind of having to deal with really, a lot, not protecting their woman. Or not listening to her, or, really not paying attention. When you the first line of defense, you know. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the humiliation spells, so I talked about that, but it was something else. Oh, they stupidity, and what else is it allow? They'll take you out of the dumb. It's the dumb. More than anything, it's the dumb. The shit they do be dumb as fuck. Like, what? Why are you doing that? I guess it's their internal world. If you ain't thinking right, you can't act right. So you just have to deal with that shit, and not like that. However, to the degree that you don't let it affect you, where you ready to jump off a bridge or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between a person calling death unto themselves and a person right there on the edge of a bridge because they doing what they do. And a lot of that shit is linked to humiliation spells, you know? And if you care too much about what somebody think, you will be committing suicide with the way that they go hard until you do it. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's terrible. I think they're terrible, what you would call a human being, I guess is what they is. However, I don't know. I really don't. I try not to get involved. Honestly, you just know when they doing shit, you know, whether it's a death spell, whether it's a humiliation spell, whether it's a beauty spell, whether it's a yeah, they'll make you gain weight. They'll make you where you can't stop losing weight. That's a part of the humiliation shit. Um, what else? They'll make you happen. Your hair fall out. And sometimes it's an illusion. If you buy, it is an illusion. If you buy into it, it'll snowball. If you don't, you can halt it. You know, stop it, yield it. You know. Um, they do coward spells on men. A lot of coward spells. Um, they do infertility spells where you can't get pregnant, where they block your womb space. Y'all know the love spells. I think that's the most dumb out of all of them, honestly, and the humiliation. The other ones, I mean, I understand. However, it's stupid as fuck. And then you got the aspect of people thinking you like that just because you got a candle. Like, girl, ain't nobody doing that stupid ass shit. It's a waste of fucking time. It really is. And you don't want to get into no dumbass tit for tat with that kind of energy. It's not worth it. You know, it's not worth forgiveness. It's really not worth acknowledgement outside of the fact that you acknowledging it to other people is what help people to remain aware that these things, you know, are going on. The death spells, sometimes they'll get somebody cancer, you know. The beauty spell sometimes it's dysmorphia where your nose may get bigger. Then you need to go to regular. All kind of stupid ass shit. Face look all twisted like you didn't had a stroke, but it ain't real. So you just don't buy into it. It's something wrong with them, you know, some type of demented mind that they just, you know, are too afraid to turn in and look at the damage incurred from not staying on top of self-evaluation, self-acceptance, self-worth, self-accountability, that kind of shit. So, I mean, when you really look at it, it ain't really not nobody to get too much attention to. You just got to do the necessary things to make sure that you know without a shadow of a doubt it ain't God punishing you, and it ain't you. It's some weirdos somewhere in a group laughing where there is no joke. You know, they'll kill your children. It's all kind of stuff. It's real wicked, bro. I'm gonna pop a few of these cards from the ethereal vision deck and see where it takes us. Some of y'all dealing with some Queen of Wands. Yeah, humiliation spells. You know, this was a little girl I met named Ava. And I put her on there because she was in human trafficking and she wanted to be an actress. She was like 8 years old, 8 or 9. And I just fell in love with that little girl. So I put her on here because I know that's how she felt. But I also put the chakras on here so wherever she was, that she can be, you know, balanced. And you see how they laughing at her in the back? This could represent anybody. That's not your ancestors. That's not even spirit. No, that's human beings. Crazy as fuck. Dumb. Deaf, dumb, and blind. And they spend a lot of money on that shit. They really do. Because it's not easy for it to work. It just looks like it is because of the repetition. We're going to continue to do it. That's all they know, some people. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. Yeah, y'all got suitors. They'll be watching you. They trying to see who you really are. You know? Being more transparent, sharing your story, not being so closed off, because doing that ain't gonna stop them from doing humiliation spells. It really the fuck ain't. No, it ain't gonna stop them from doing the beauty spells, the glamours. It ain't gonna stop shit. The more perfect you try to get on there, I guarantee you, the more foundation you gonna be putting on your face, because they think that you are perfect and they want that, and you be sitting up there acting like you are, and before you know it, you just is artificial because they done did so much shit for you to lose your natural beauty. It's true. They pay a lot of fucking money. A lot of fucking money to do spell work on people. It's so damn dumb. And wasteful. Mm-hmm. Do shit to your cars, all kind of stuff. Just to inconvenience your life. For real, for real. And they're double crossers because they do shit to you. They started. Because they've been doing it and they can't stop. And it's a way of life for them. So when you find out about it and you speak out, here comes more attacks, like beyond belief, if you will. Next thing you know, they trying to kill you. How the fuck are you trying to kill me when I didn't even know that you were doing what you were doing in the first place? If somebody's stepping on my motherfucking foot, I'm not just gonna stand there. Some people would though. And let a motherfucker just continue to step on my foot. Bitch, you on my foot. Can you get the fuck off my foot? What you mean pull a gun on me because I asked you to get off of my foot? It's the same goddamn thing. They do spell work on you. You find out about it. You speak out. Next thing you know, you may come up dead. And guess what? My mother didn't say shit about nothing. And they still killed her. Like Auntie Zora said. Zora Neale Hurston said. You better say something because they're going to kill you and swear to God you loved it. They're going to tell people you love them. You love their food and all this old crazy shit. So you damn if you do and you damn if you don't. I say speak out because, I mean, what the fuck? If I'm silent, you going to cough in me. That's what you say you're going to do. Big bad wolves. So what difference does it fucking make? You might as well speak up for yourself. They looking for something new. Mm-hmm. The men and the women, they terrible as fuck. Get your car taken. They did so much shit to me. It was unfucking real. However, I didn't panic. I just only was shook up when they took my son and I had to go to court. And I've never been to court before. I have never been on the other side of the law because I don't break the law. So it's like shaking, like my son gonna come out now, ain't he? They're like, oh, the magistrate like, oh no, this is real, like this is real. I'm like, I understand, but I didn't do anything. So that's about the only thing that I say had me shook up. Other than that, I mean, no, you just take what they do and deal, and then keep walking. Take what they do, deal, and keep walking. Take what they do, deal, and keep walking while keeping in mind that you're dealing with some dumb people. And that's just it. They can get offended all they want to. At the end of the day, God is offended that you would choose to use his mind for that shit. To hurt each other, you know? Yeah, speak up and speak out, you know? For real. They got binding spells on some of y'all. Y'all can get out of that shit. They just sick people. And they fuck with my finances. That's what they attack mostly. After they took my son, after they squandered my money and my life and my business and everything that I stood for on an earthly plane, now they just attack my money, attack my money, attack my money. So, it's trying to come after your self esteem or your self worth. But my self worth and my self esteem never been tied to a dollar amount because I know I'm priceless. I know the soul and the mind and the heart of a human being is priceless. I know that. So it don't really work. If anything, it's a nuisance. But they even love that it's a nuisance. Anything to keep you feeling annoyed or, like your feathers are ruffled. And however, don't act like it's not happening. Don't act like you ain't irritated when you are. I'm not doing that to myself. You piss me off, I'm going to tell you about it. You irritate me, I'm going to tell you about it. If your dick get hard or your nipples get hard because you feel like you hit your target with this stupid shit that y'all do at nighttime or daytime or whatever the fuck you do this shit, it ain't going to stop me from saying you a stupid bitch. And you can find something better to do with God's time that he gave your punk ass. Heartbreak. Yeah, put y'all in heartbreak. Sometimes I be watching YouTube and I just look and see it saved. I'm trying to tell you, they're just some of y'all, they did this to me. I just didn't have my baby. I'm still in this condition. I just don't have my son. It's not normal. It shouldn't be normalized. It just became normal because people care too much what people think. And they don't speak up and speak out on what these motherfuckers be doing to them. You understand? If I'm not doing it to myself and I'm crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's and I know that Allah God, loves me beyond words, man, I mean, what the fuck, man? What can you do? At the end of the fucking day, then these nasty ones that stay with their legs open and be sleeping with dogs and shit, they'll have you smelling like a motherfucking dog house. And you ain't had sex in goddamn over 3 years for some people. It's not you. It's these hoes, bro. For real, they'll make a man smell like it. Let me tell you something. They'll make a man smell like a dog, and they'll make his mother smell like a dog if he got a mother that fights off women because her son is handsome. If that man don't give himself to any and everybody, or he won't be with somebody he once was with, don't think they won't have him and his mother smelling like a motherfucking dog. And they can't get rid of the smell kind of shit. This is the shit they do, bro. It's a state of emergency because it's been that. It's done got out of hand to the point where they think that they God. And by God only being one man, and then, or whatever he chooses to be, one essence, let's say that. And then you got ancestors that need help in order to execute or fight for you. They just gotta get out of this fantasy that ancestors can fight for you without a candle being lit or without offerings being offered. They need energy, just like these vampires do, that want to put it on thick because they just want a night in the hay with you so they can make it out the bed in the morning to go trick another bitch out of her energy. It ain't no different. You need energy. You need fuel, whether that's coffee, whether that's vitamins, whether it's you working out to keep your energy at a certain level. You got to do something to get that right. It's the same with your ancestors. So you could be thinking all these angels and ancestors is fighting on your behalf and shit to be stuck and stagnant and you be trying to figure out why. Well, when the last time you offered them a pizza or something, coffee even, what about a candle? You can't just sit there popping tarot all day talking about who's protecting you if they don't have energy, because they will flip on you and they will snatch the rug from up underneath your feet because, bitch, what you think this is? You see? And that's how a lot of people go crazy. They do it to themselves because you think that you're different as far as you deserve protection. Who don't? If you ain't doing shit, You could pay homage all day long by calling them your divine ancestors. You love them so much. However, that's like a man or a bitch sitting up there telling you they love you all motherfucking day long. But love is an action verb, and they ain't showing you no motherfucking actions. They just talking that shit. It's the same damn thing. And ancestors will flip on your ass and allow you to be devoured by your enemies because you are an enemy to them when you think that you don't have to help them to help you. And ultimately, they are helping God because it's only one. That's why when people attack me and do shit to me and I'm no longer tied to them, if you will, I don't like them. They are my enemy because they are an enemy of God. Because you know it's only one God. And you doing all this bullshit. You can call yourself an atheist all you want. That's a crock of shit. A motherfucking old bitch that's been around 99 million lifetimes know goddamn well there's a God. She ain't no new soul. She an old ass soul that think God's supposed to be at her motherfucking beck and call. But since he didn't answer the call, now I'm an atheist. Bitch, please. You playing pretend and you an illusionist and you ungrateful and you lazy and you got a sense of entitlement and some more shit and you an enemy of God. You're not an atheist because you know he real, bitch. Now you my enemy because why would you do that to someone who created you? You just mad because he won't obliterate you or that you can't obliterate yourself. Because, bitch, you shouldn't have never answered the call to be born in the first motherfucking place. Even being extracted out of a man, the soul of a person is called the ka, which is like the breath of life. God breathed into us and life was had. You answered the call, bitch. You came from nothing, but you still answered the call to be something. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So miss me with that bullshit, atheist. Some of them working on y'all being homeless. Some of them working on you and your, sometimes they want to do it where they take your child, depending on the child you got. And sometimes they want to leave you with your child so you can be humiliated and looked at like you ain't a good parent and all that shit. They usually do it to the ones that are. The courts ain't got hip to it yet. Some men are slow to come in because y'all not being yourselves on these platforms and they can't get a good read on you. They don't know who you are. You faking it, trying to save face so the girls won't get you or you can appear perfect or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you gotta let it all hang out. You see what I'm saying? It ain't really about how you was raised. And on here I do, but bitch, you ain't gonna tell me when to do it or when, you gonna try to show when I don't want myself shown. That's my right if I don't want people to see me without a bra on, you weird nigga. They just stuck on stupid as fuck. For real. Some of y'all high priest energies just want to look perfect and shit like that. Like, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It's more of, it gets you attacked more. Because they be looking like, yeah, that bitch. Like, why they like that, y'all? Only God knows. And I don't do too much, you got it. Allah is really discard so much, a lot, because it's just imagine our Father, which art in heaven, sitting back like this. I say, Allah, when I look at this card sometimes, when stuff be happening, I be saying, Allah, you so messy. I see where they get their messy stuff from. You see how he's just sitting there with that face? What they gonna do now? Kind of shit. Like, I wonder what they about to do. What they gonna put on a new wig? Or they gonna try to be more perfect? Or what they gonna do now? Where you would think he's so angry with them. No, when Allah get angry, motherfuckers better go the fuck head on. And that's more like this energy. Because, like I said, this energy, you don't want to fuck with him with that. Or this energy. Because he done talking to your ass. Because you done did too much. You see what I'm saying? Some injustice popping off where the person is no longer needing to learn the lesson. Or he's no longer amused by what's going on between his children. You see what I'm saying? So you think you mad just You just imagine God, and I bet you pipe the fuck down, because he could be more mad than anybody on the earth with a lot of the shit that people done got themselves into that ain't got nothing to do with what he created us to be or to do. Some people sorry, call themselves offering you love, I guess. However, I would take that with a grain of salt, because motherfuckers be tricky. This is just me. You can do whatever you want to. Mm-hmm. Throw you in a well, in a ditch, and laugh at you. You know? They think they did this to me, but the only reason this goes on is because they got their hands on my money. I don't have attachment issues. I made peace with never seeing my brother again, never seeing my mother again, never seeing my father again, never seeing my sister again, whether they in real life or whether they in not real life. My godfather was another hard one. I done made peace with him, you see? So I don't really give a fuck. At the end of the day, they can't hurt me like they think they be hurting me, and they be getting mad because they play themselves. Because the little tricks they be doing, it usually works with the average person. You know? I put my name on this because I know what it is. I'm not ignorant to what's going on. I know exactly what's going on, but you're dumb. I don't want to keep on, you know? Do whatever it is that y'all do. I don't have no control over that. Do your thing, girls, kind of shit. And this came up in reverse because Allah knows my heart, and Allah knows my character, and he knows my fibers. So he already know, like, he be telling me, come on, you know, it ain't gonna be too much longer. But he know he can't tell me that too much, because I say, and then he stopped saying sorry, so that's good, because I don't want to keep hearing that. You saying sorry for your trifling ass creatures. But it ain't your fault that they ended up trifling as hell. They really betrayed you by going dumb and trifling and acting like you don't exist. Kind of shit. Some of y'all got mothers that was taken out of here by way of lung cancer or something like that. Mm-hmm. I do stuff like this. You can do stuff like this. My mother died from lung cancer, so you see I put a heart where her throat is at, because a lot of times they still be, you know, if you don't heal them, your ancestors who died in a fucked up way, then they still be fucked up, you know? No, for real. The work you do when you do crossover work, some people, Nipsey got shot in the head, so that's work that had to be done. Kobe died in a fucking helicopter crash. It's work that got to be done. That's trauma. You understand? D, which is DMX that I call D, his life was so fucking terrible. That's trauma. And he did good. He was like one of the fastest crossovers I had done. But if you think about your ancestors, how they died, it's things that you can do. And over time, you know, just from a little heart being put on her throat, over time, you know, because guess what'll end up happening? You'll fuck around and start having throat problems because you didn't take care of your mom who died from throat cancer. On the other side, they still deal with that kind of shit. That's what makes people, they're treacherous and they don't care. So you can't really get caught up in people that something is wrong with them. They fell through the cracks and they're not able to go into a mental hospital or a prison and be put in a small holding cell for life, where they smearing boo-boo and shit on the walls because of how vile they really are. Distractions in the outside world keep them appearing to be normal. But if you were to cut them off from this shit and just put them where they put me in mental hospitals, they couldn't handle what they put me through. Oh no, I know that. You know? So you gotta kind of look at it in a different light where you're not running from them or trying to make it appear like your life is perfect. You don't got no bumps on your face sometimes. Everything is just so perfect. That's sometimes how they go harder on you. And they are justified. God ain't told them. But they'll say, well, we acting as this because we see she thinks she perfect, or she ain't doing this, or she ain't doing that. Just made theyself like some type of weird council. Like a fucking parole board. Something weird as fuck when I tell you. And ain't nobody told them. God ain't told them. They told they motherfucking self and gave they self a job. Ain't nothing worse than a motherfucker that hired themselves. And you ain't hired them, and God ain't neither. You know what I'm saying? Witchcraft card in reverse. You see that ugly monster? That's in some people. It really is. Maybe that's why they be addicted to humiliation spells. It's in reverse, so maybe they put it down for now, but you can't, you can't bet on it. You can't bet on it. They be stuck in illusion. Some people be stuck in illusion. Some people don't give themselves a break because they really scary. They full of fear. So when they cross over, or when they transition, should I say, the transition that they be in be what was ever in their mind. Like they say, your mind is heaven or hell. Your mind, the state of your mind is your heaven or your hell. So if they're in a state of hell because they hadn't learned how to use their mind and become the captain of their ship, or whether they did and got lazy and just let it run wild, they end up in that kind of shit when they pass over, when they transition. So they be quick to jump into another womb just to get away from that, for real. And just imagine doing that shit over. You never give yourself time to just be in eternity or another plane of existence outside of Earth. Some motherfuckers come here and really forget what time it is. If it ain't a watch, they in trouble. If they ain't got a calendar somewhere, it's going down brown. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about don't even know by way of the weather. You know what I'm saying? Or it's light outside. They may think it's goddamn morning time, and it's goddamn going into like early parts of the morning. Or it may be dark and it's an early part of the morning, and they'll think it's 9 o'clock at night. You see what I'm saying? They be all fucked up because they don't give themselves time, and they don't do what's necessary to make sure that their transition is a peaceful transition, or doing right unto all men and doing everything that's right. Not saying you got to be perfect, no, because earth is a school. But if you come in here thinking earth is a respite from the hell you keep going to every time you close your eyes permanently, if you will, then it's a fucking problem. It's a fucking problem for sure. Yeah, y'all gotta show more who y'all are. Some of y'all are stopping y'all person from coming in. You looking like the lady in the well, and he ain't coming because they don't know who you are. And some of y'all are like this. Don't even know how to give love because love has never been shown to you. You may be the giver of it, but don't know how to receive it. So it's kind of awkward to give it when somebody is ready to receive it. Or when you gave it, you was just being misused and used up and abused by people. So it makes you like this. You'll lose yourself. You become fake and shit and don't know how, because let's just say there's a lot of friends you had and they all was fake. You kept it 100, and then the next thing you know, you in solitary confinement. It feels like, and you ain't got nowhere to go or nobody to go with. That can make you like this. When you was at one point the Queen of Cups, giving all the love out, you see, quite naturally. But don't be like that with your person, because y'all are prolonged separation. Yeah, don't say stuck in nothing. Some of y'all are scared to feel y'all feels, and you just gotta feel it. It's an intricate balance between feeling your feels and becoming this person right here. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Cause Allah want me to slow down. Cause somebody hurting out there. And it ain't really worth it. You just taking yourself through the this is a law telling me to slow down because I do be trying to get through it because I sometimes just don't want to talk. It didn't come up in reverse, but you know I be going fast. That's why, because I be trying to get the fuck out of here. However, some of y'all are in this energy and you'll take yourself down. This is why I put chakras on this. Just to help people out. Whoever, it doesn't matter. However, you're not going down, bro, because you too caught up. These people are something wrong with them. You know, it's nothing wrong with you. That's what y'all be doing. You know somebody doing something to you, but you'll keep blaming your fucking self. And then get wrapped all up in it. And next thing you know, you down for the count, you know? Sometimes people may think that of me. I feel like my twin do, you know, because maybe he goes through this, you know? I don't know. However, it's like, no, I'm just going to sleep because I sometimes be just up doing shit. Virgo, sixth house, you know, and then sometimes I just need to lay down, especially if God tell me I can lay down, and then I'll feel like something pulling me to get on here, and I'm like, who is that? I feel like it's my twin saying, oh God, pressure to perform. Then you got this aspect where this person gets smacked up all the time, but that ain't you shouldn't get used to that. Yeah, you may be strong, you know what I'm saying? However, don't get used to that shit because people will make you their punching bag because you can handle it. Kind of shit. This is another way you got to speak up for your motherfucking self. And this is when you have to be this person, honestly, and lick your wounds, you know? Baby yourself. Take care of yourself. Feel sorry for yourself. Kind of shit. That's what it said. It's an intricate balance between somebody like this versus somebody like this. Because I ain't trying to get here. Because what the fuck you think this is? I'm still a human being, motherfucker. I feel all that, bitch. And I'm highly sensitive because I'm a highly spiritual being. So when they get like that, I get like this. But then here they come trying to think they humiliating you because you in a vibe where you don't feel like that. And you trying to transmute and go into some type of catharsis and just be cool. It ain't about how I look. It's about how I feel at the end of the motherfucking day. So why don't you back the fuck up? You know? Feeling like they got the right to tell you what you can take and what you can't. That's strife. Bitch, you don't know what I can take. All you doing is dishing it. But if I was to dish that same shit to you, you would go right into this shit. So what the fuck is your problem? Figure it out. Because it ain't me. Yeah, they get you. They do humiliation spells where they got me, Sammy, where they got me locked up in Walmart and all that shit. And it's always people like in the hallway, like running to see the humility. Oh, they got her. She ain't is this and that as she thought, and all this shit that you be saying. Y'all are some dumbass people. Where is your children at? Do they know how to read? Is everything kosher at your house? Is everything in its rightful place, Miss Ma'am? While you sitting here trying to get fed off of somebody else's what it appears to be humiliation when I know all you motherfuckers involved in this shit are just dumb as fuck. Okay? When I tell you, and then they say don't get angry because they can feed off that energy. Listen here. I'm going to do what the fuck I feel is best for me. Whatever they get off of it, God bless them. I ain't about to make myself phony, not motherfucking express myself, not talk, not do, man, listen here, bitch. How I feel is how I feel, and that's it. Whatever they can do off of it, That's their motherfucking business. Because I ain't got motherfucking time to be dealing with these old dumb motherfuckers all the time where I'm in a damn prison, yet I can walk outside at any motherfucking time I like. It's just true. Enough been enough. Yeah, some of y'all need to talk to y'all ancestors instead of just popping tarot. Some of y'all done let tarot drive a wedge between just straight up talking to y'all ancestors. You know, without an audience, without a collective, without any of that, just talking straight up. I talked to my father through music. I talk to my father whether I'm popping tarot or not. Sometimes tarot isn't the barrier with my ancestors because I talk to them all the time. You know, they like that. Fuck this world. This world will tell you crazy. Bitch, let me tell you something, bitch. If I'm talking to myself, it's none of your business because I'm talking to myself. It's not your business to call me crazy. It's your business to mind your motherfucking business if I ain't talking to you. I talk to him in my car, honey, in my wherever I'm at, honey, all the time, honey. And now they'll think you got some type of earbud in your ear listening to that, or you just talking to somebody on a speakerphone. I could give a fuck, care less. It just makes it easier for me that they got those type of devices now where a human being brain will go to, oh, she probably got something in her ear. These is the nosiest motherfuckers, too. Or, oh, she's probably on speakerphone. It's none of your business, either way. However, if that, all praise is due to Allah. If that makes you leave me the fuck alone, to make you feel like, oh, she's sane, and you're not all fearful and scary that somebody's talking to themselves in their vehicle, and you know. And then when you say their vehicle, they'll say, oh, their vehicle, that's a reason to do something to her car because she thinks she got that. Now, mind you, they done got my car repo and some more shit. Had me walking 2-3 hours a day. They don't knock it off, bro. I don't know why. It's a lot of shit rolling around in their head. And they be real impulsive. And spendthrifts when it come to that fucking hoodoo shit. Always looking for an opportunity to humiliate you and to make your life non-harmonious or disharmonious. Yeah, y'all just dealing with some crazy ass Queen of Wonders. Can't knock it off. Leo, Sag, or Aries. Just can't knock it off. Don't know what's wrong with them. You know, kind of motherfuckers that want to say yes but always end up saying no and can't understand why they keep saying no. That's a person that's entrapped in illusions. And when they think they okay, they ain't. You know? It's fucked up. They got a lot of work to do. And they should just focus on their work more than they should focus on getting out of it. Because I'm picking up it's a lot of work for them to do. They shouldn't be so quick to pick up the phone and call somebody to do something to you or to grab something they damn self and do something to you when they don't even understand where that thought came from and why it's happening and why are they doing this when they may have love for some of y'all. So you see what I'm saying? How do you not tell yourself don't do that? If your old ass can tell a little baby don't do that, even if something wrong with you right then, if a motherfucking bitch do that shit, and let's just say she watching her little cousin, and she see her little cousin go towards an electrical outlet, she gonna say, don't do that, get away from there. Okay, if your big grown ass can tell that little baby not to do that because you know they would shock themselves or possibly electrocute themselves, then clearly you could tell your own big head ass, do not do that. You like that person, or that person ain't did nothing to you. Don't do that. You see what I'm saying? They don't even got that type of motherfucking connection. So I don't know. Four of Swords. I don't know. This to me is a death card. This is somebody that want to die because they did you wrong. Some people would rather die than have touched you wrong. Could be some people in your family. Aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers. It doesn't matter. Y'all was the good fella or the good girl. They didn't do nothing to nobody. You don't even know where all this is coming from. Kind of shit. Y'all, they want to die. Cause they did not they sorry kind of shit. That's up to y'all. Me, I say keep your bulletproof vest on either way, cause the wiles of Satan, honey, just be on and popping all the motherfucking time. Like Sheets gas station, you hear me? Let me go back into this. You see that? See, you can't trust them. No. You see how she all confident and I got her looking as stupid as she is. For real. Just that fast. They want to die for doing that, blah, blah, blah. But then, boom, go right back into this stupid ass shit and confident in their stupidity. So you can't be too vested in, forgiveness. Hell no. When I see this card, it remind me now. Cards be reminding me of people. Remind me of my angel, Zacchaeus, his mother. I never met his mother. I never seen her. It just reminded me of her energy for whatever reason. When I met him and we was doing telepathy, like mental telepathy and stuff like that, communicating in real time too. The energy that I picked up from him was his mother was like this type of vibe. So I don't know. That's just me talking. This is for somebody where your mother raised you a certain type of way. Some of y'all was raised to be quiet like this. Just take it. That's a curse. No, you will land yourself in hot water with God. Just taking a dick up the butt. I'm just telling you. Because no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. Because you will be a spiritual person too. That'll say, I'm going to be quiet. And that was passed down in your family, but it's a curse because people were bullies. And they were double crossers who felt like they could do whatever they wanted to do to whoever and they died and that's it. And we're going to come back and be family again. It is so fun, ain't it? Kind of dumbasses. No, it is not so fun. Why don't you knock it off? By that time, they don't even know how to knock it off. Just like this. Some of y'all family members talking about they gonna die. They never meant to hurt you, but then pull it right back and say, if I get a hold to some herbs and spices, then another death spell is headed your way. Kind of shit. Oh, yeah. It's putrid, bro. So some of y'all, the way you're gonna break your curse is by, not being passive aggressive, not acting like it's not happening, but be a straight shooter. And speak your mind of how you feeling. And if you feel like your Aunt Pearl was the one that did that to you, you gonna name names. And yeah, guess what? The heat been on. It's just to be an all gloves off situation. You gotta bomb first. Okay? Thank you, Allah. He tell me to stand into his swords because, baby, I ain't never heard. I done proved that I ain't no idolater. I ain't scared of these motherfuckers. Pull up, bitch. I don't give a fuck who it is. Come out of the hiding place. Put down the herbs. Put down the spices. Put down the oils. Put down the witch that you got on speed dial. And how about you bring that bitch with you so I can beat y'all motherfucking ass? Because I could. Because you ain't got no juice. Because the juice that you got, you too scared to turn in and get it, which is your shadows, which is where the medicine is. So how about I take your shadows, make it my medicine, and whoop your ass some more, bitch. Some of y'all gotta get stronger. especially in America, because America is going more towards the Eastern way of life. You know, Middle East, Eastern, shamanism, where it's respected because it got to be something else besides this shit, just Western medicine, putting all that pressure on the doctors, pressure, doctor, pressure to perform. Yeah, they healers. However, they're a different kind of healer. And they can't heal that shit. They can't go in your brain and take all that stupid shit out. You understand me? There's something else. So some of y'all, by being in the Western culture, it's a different vibe, and God gonna have to deal with you and allow your ancestors to deal with you, so that y'all can get out of that comfort zone and stop turning everything into a fucking infomercial. This is real life. Oh, some of y'all so innocent. And you gotta get to it. You gotta get to it. I think this is so cute. Oh my goodness. Like, don't know what the fuck is going on, but something going on. That's because America don't acknowledge witchcraft. But it's been going on real bad, and they don't acknowledge it. And a lot of the stuff, that commercial with the insurance man talking about mayhem, and he always getting fucked up. Oh, I know that. He really the epitome of humiliation spells, and death spells. That goddamn commercial. What is that? What commercial is that, y'all? State Farm or some shit like that? I don't know, but I know it's an insurance commercial. Is it Nationwide or something? I don't know. However, he be talking about mayhem, and he always fucked up, getting fucked up. That's what he really talking about hoodoo in America. I be laughing ass off like, damn, they fucking this. And they'll act like, it was just a accident. Like, sure it was. Mayhem and accidents, I don't know about that. Mayhem is intentional and a motherfucker. It's like anarchy kind of shit. I don't know. Some of y'all gonna keep on trying to leave. You can't keep leaving. You gotta deal. Cause ain't nothing to do. Ain't nothing to do but deal. Deal. And then guess what? Some people in your family, if you're the healer or the curse breaker or whatever, they are frustrated. So they are the ones that attack you, but they're attacking you because they know that you are the one, so to speak. And what are you doing? We're suffering here. True enough, they can get it how they live kind of shit. You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. However, some people are just in that type of mindset, especially if they came up in the Christian church. They used to a pastor, a leader, somebody, a shepherd, something like this. And they just waiting on you to take the reins and deal with their ass, And sometimes you gotta come hard. Soft ain't gonna work. Depending on, it's a beautiful woman on YouTube that I was watching, and to hear her talk and how soft spoken she is and how feminine she is, you wouldn't think that she was dealing with a treacherous ass family, but the shit I was picking up off of her, I was like, God damn, you dealing with some motherfuckers. I mean, treacherous. And you would be like, really? Her? Like, yes. She got some shit to deal with, buddy. For real. On her ass. You hear me? I said, oh, God. She really got something to deal with. I'm trying to tell you. Some of y'all do, too. Straight like that. Like, God, what is this? You can't run away from it. You got to deal. The quicker or the sooner you deal, then you just in the ring. You in the ring now. That's why you looking up asking God, what is this? Because they been doing shit to you. You been having to leave and all that. You been in it. Now it's just turning to face it. You don't want to be like those that you really came to make aware of their hypocrisy or their treachery or whatever you want to call it. You don't want to be like them because that's their problem. They can't face themselves. You don't want to be like them in the regard in the same um way that you don't want to face them. It's like the same damn thing. You gotta face these motherfuckers, okay? Because you can't be talking on spiritual and shit. Talk about God and God and God. God don't go for you fearing nobody outside of him. I said you gotta keep saying, I fear none but God until that's your reality. It's just how it is, bro. And when you do that, he gonna stand for you and not for your attackers. Gosh. Because they're fucking ridiculous, that's why. And they're enemies of God. And they're under judgment, severe judgment. Yeah, they are. Regardless. I be saying, damn, y'all motherfuckers cowards, because y'all spend a lot of money attacking some damn body. And if your brain or your mind is that fucked up and shit that fucked up, you don't even got the balls or the heart to blow your head off. They'll sit up there and be body jumping people before they in their own life. They that scary, bro. So, they gangsters. Sure they are. Sure they are. Like I say, the biggest gangster in the room is a motherfucker that can turn in and look at all that shit. Them goons and goblins is laughing at other people. I want you to turn in and talk to them motherfuckers. I want you to make friends with your demons, and not just use them to project out and to attack. Show me you a gangster, nigga. Deal with that mind space. They don't want to do that. Oh, no. Oh, no. They don't. Mm-mm. And then they want to make believe that they going to heaven. They think if they sit real still and just think of heaven, they going. No, you're not. Mm-mm. That's a drop in the bucket to the amount of shit that you've done. It's nothing. It's all of these fiery darts. This ain't nothing but Trump energy saying, yeah, hurry up, kind of shit. However, fiery darts, shooting them at people and think that they can just sit there real still in this posture and they're going to make it to heaven. Because they think in heaven for however many minutes their mind will stand still to stay on that subject matter. And then maybe they can die while they thinking that. However, they're not thinking about the accumulation of attacks that they did to innocent people. Murderer, blood is on your shoulder. Kill I today, you will not kill I tomorrow. Murderer, your insides mostly hollow. How does it feel to take a life of another? Then the men, these are the ones that's married to the bitches that says, psych, I'm about to grab something now to do something to you. They be real. Oh, yeah, thank you, Allah. Praise you to Allah. Immaturity and dumb would take you the fuck out of here. When you mature and you got an ounce of emotional intelligence, you be like, what in the fuck is this? This is that man strung up, but always ready to fight and kill some damn body. Weird. I don't know. They did it to themselves. I wasn't there. Were you there? More than likely, y'all was not there. When they was doing whatever they was doing to get themselves in these pickles they in. Whew. Yeah, America got to come on up, honey. She do. She really do. All the healers that's here that's done fought to not, be labeled crazy. You gotta come on up. You gotta come on up. You gotta grab your cross, throw it on your back, and get to it. It ain't as bad as you think, because It's really just the instructions that we were all given to put on the whole armor of God so that you may be able to stand against the wiles of Satan. You know, you can't be out here just all willy-nilly. You can't be out here, half sleep. You got to wake up. And that's to piggyback off of a previous download. I just want to touch upon them humiliation spells. It's so stupid. And talk to y'all ancestors more. They want y'all to talk to them more. Y'all don't even talk to them. Y'all talk at them or talk through tarot to other people and saying, you want them to help you out and all this. So tell me, ancestors, what it said. Or ancestors said this. Ancestors said that. You got to get more into the ritual and the tradition of it and the reason that we have that in the first place. And it's really healing. That's what offerings are about, altars, all that. It was never for idolatry. It was to heal. For real. And it works. If you have grandparents that died or parents that died or whatever, and even if you're a person that say the ancestors, you do it more on, what they said. You want to know what's going on. Like you got, and they're going to look out for you, of course, because they can see where you can't. Blind spots and shit like that. However, you don't want to make that it. That's like being a user. Like you don't love them. You love what they can do for you. You see what I'm saying? When in reality, you're missing out on your healing. Because if you do an altar with your grandmother picture, your father picture, whoever passed away that you love, and you talk to them, the connection will be made. They want to talk to you. They want to commune with you. They want to see what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Not just having a picture there and not saying nothing. Not pouring no fresh water for them. Not doing those type of things. And another reason I have a really huge problem with these motherfuckers that's so-called alive, but they're really deaf, dumb, and blind, is because they do shit to... If somebody killed your parents in your family, they still hate them. So they'll do shit if they know you giving them food and stuff like that so that you can't do that for them. Do you see how treacherous and weird and ugly they are? Inside. Outside, they doing a beauty spell so they're not looking like, a crypt fucking keeper. They'll even energy harvest off your ancestors. If they didn't get nothing from nobody and they was a bright light, they'll even energy harvest off of them. They tried to do that to my mother, this one bitch. Bitch, I know you lying. And I know it's more than just her. Hold the fuck up, bitch. But see, my father is around. So they forgot he existed. Because they did so much of breaking up the families and dismantling families. That when both parents end up on the other side, they be done forgot that she had a husband. Until they get that a WWF smackdown on their motherfucking head. And bring it back to that remembrance. Oh, that must be him. Yeah, bitch. When you gonna get your own shit, bitch? Or kill yourself. And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being funny or none of that shit, bitch. What you mean what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander? Are you for real? When you get to talking like that, they don't like you because you snatching the rug from up under their feet where illusions are there. Which ain't shit but sand castles in the sky or clouds. And everybody know you cannot stand on one of them bitches. You gonna fall right, jump your ass out of plane. That remind me of the cute little nephew on there. He had a neck brace on, fucked up in the hospital. He was every bit about 5 or 4. And they said, what happened? He said, I believed I could fly. I don't know what he flew off of. I guess he jumped off the porch or some shit. Honey broke up. Gravity taught his ass. He talk about, I believe I can fly. He was fucked up. No, sir. You quickly saw you need a parachute or something. Something realistic. And it's going to combat gravity. Let's pull from this spot. I gotta eat onion. I'm gonna get the fuck off of here because this is another round until I go into the Two of Swords, which I prefer because I don't like talking. I'm not really a big talker. I'm really not. Motherfuckers can't hear no way. I learned that as a little girl. I cannot wait to see my twins' pictures, inshallah, as a little boy. I cannot wait. Because we probably was so much alike, okay? I was like, these motherfuckers around here and shit. And when we touched bases in the DMs, he was like, I talk to inanimate objects. Like, people would think I'm weird. Like, my mother was like, he told me something like, they expect him to be a certain type of way because he dances and shit wherever he goes. So he made himself into this, whatever he made himself into, like a mascot of his little small town his mother was living in and he had to move to. And then he said he talked to inanimate objects. I was like, oh, me too. Like, that ain't shit. Like, do you not see my girl right here? Hey, let me tell you something. Don't even disturb her because she's sleeping. She ain't never got the time. However, I love figurines and stuff like that. I be so excited when it's time to go find something in these stores. So, I know we were a lot alike, but when I was little, I'd be like, these motherfuckers can't hear. All they do is be arguing about nothing. Shit. So it just made me become a mute. Because you motherfuckers ain't. So when I did say something, it was something that, I wanted, and I knew I had to speak up because a closed mouth don't get fed. Or it was basically to tell somebody they was stupid as fuck kind of shit. Can you hear that kind of shit? But just to talk, because it was already too much of that going on. I'd sit up in my mother's attic or our attic and talk. Honey, when I say Barbie was my girl, I sit up there for so many hours and we didn't have no air. I didn't give a fuck. I'd be sweating and everything. But I had a Barbie mansion with an elevator on that bitch. My dad, my mom had got me a pink Cadillac for Ken. Because Ken had came out and I said she need a man. And honey, when I tell you, they had a little baby. They started having Barbie little babies that you could buy them separate before they started having that. I think they even they had the pregnant Barbie that came out where the baby came inside the stomach and you could just take it out like that. Whatever the case may be, honey, be up in there for hours by myself having a good time. And would dare somebody to say I had some type of mental health issues. Like, no, it's called imagination and I would rather get the fuck out of here. Tolerance. Exactly. Tolerance. Talk about that tolerance. Ooh. The temporary appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance over time are like the coming and going of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. You hear that? The temporary, listen, because motherfuckers love for y'all to think they got it going on. The ones that be sending them humiliation spells, doing shit, stealing your money, acting like it's theirs, false flexing, and all that stupid shit. They love to make you think that they are so happy, that they got it going on, when in reality, life swings, just like the mind, a pendulum, okay? That's why you can't really trust your mind even with some of the shit that be going on because it swings. You can't take everything seriously that the mind tells you to. You understand? The temporary appearance of happiness. Lord, is that not social media? Y'all, man want to see y'all, some of y'all, looking like you look when you ain't got no makeup on, when they got you in a damn 5 of cups. Distress, pimped down kind of shit. Because how are they supposed to know the other side of you? You're making yourself like you're perfect. And you know you're not. You know you have bad days. Show your face. What the fuck? Like for real. It's times when you don't have to because it's a free country and you don't feel like that shit like me today. That's my business. Okay? I show my face on here when I want to. Okay? And I got to deal with the bumps and the acid and the nasty taste on my tongue after I do that shit. However, I'm already prepared that kind of shit is going to happen. So I just got to deal. If I'm looking a mess like I'm looking now, I don't have to show myself because I feel like people want me to, just to prove that they can do certain shit. And bitch, I say when I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And if God ain't told me to, you ain't talking about shit. If it ain't my twin know what I look like, and my twin doesn't bring me strife. He brings me harmony, honestly. I know it ain't him that want me to go against the grain of how I feel. He may want to see my face, but she don't want to show it today, so she just don't want to show her face. Right? Not get on there and let the world see how you look when you did. Bitch, I done been on here in every which way, bitch. I don't got nothing to prove to none of you weirdos. Humiliation spells. The temporary appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance over time. That's why I said they're illusionists. And if you buy into it, like that card I showed y'all that he all fucked up and wrapped up in the illusion that they're doing this to me and they're doing that to me, don't let it take you down. You're aware that they're crazy today. Get up, regardless. You know, it's a difference between being exhausted and laying in the bed because you're really exhausted. You ain't got no rest. You think you got to be in this rat race nonstop. You know, like the world gonna stop if you don't get up. That's another kind of rest that be needed. And you got to tell yourself like a little child, you know, that forgot that in daycare they used to take naps. And now they want one when they get older, but they ain't used to want to take it when it was time, kind of shit. You know them adult naps that you be having to force. I gotta sit down. I gotta lay down. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about laying down because somebody is doing something to you. You're aware of it, but you're allowing it to take over your whole fucking life. And then the next thing you know, you're on the top of a building ready to Geronimo up out this bitch because they extra special booty on the humiliation spells. When they motherfucking ass be fake happy and dealing with distress most of the time. It's just they're addicted to seeing other people who are genuinely happy go through distress, which they're in most of the time. They're not fucking happy. They always think it takes something to make them that. No, sometimes you just wake up and you cool. Ain't no problems. But then that's when here they come. You see what I'm saying? But it only is temporary. It's like a pendulum. It eventually swings, you know, especially when you do not give over to it. That's just life in general. How it should be. The temporary appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance over time. And that's two is going to your man. He's sick of seeing you where you acting like you don't got a day without your wig on. You ain't got a day without your face being beat. You ain't got a day without your lip gloss popping. You ain't got a day where everything ain't just quite right. Come on, man. He want to see what you look like in the morning when you wake up. When you wake up in the morning. Wake up in the morning. Their disappearance over time are like the coming and going of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. You see, they do weight gain spells on me. My weight fluctuate like the Dow Jones, bitch. I don't give a fuck. As a Virgo, okay, it used to bother me somewhat. Oh, they love to hear that. Bitch, I'm a human being, and you know what the fuck you over there doing. And I ain't about to hit the gym and do all that shit. None of that shit, bitch. You don't know me. I had to tell the motherfuckers at Planet Fitness, I didn't come here to work out. I came here to shower and get on this motherfucking water massage bed because I just left some motherfucking where I was walking concrete 2 to 3 hours a day for over a month. I don't want to get on the treadmill, bitch. Why are you watching me and why is it your business if you getting your monthly fee, ho? You see what I'm saying? America has a lot of growing up to motherfucking do. And why do I gotta read you in order to check your motherfucking ass when in reality you should just be minding your motherfucking business as long as this motherfucking card go boop and I sign up for the bed. All your little instructions you got around here are being followed. Don't worry about why I ain't lifting weights in the corner some motherfucking where or on your motherfucking elliptical or treadmill, bitch. Do you know I was the nigga that worked out twice a day and I'm the nigga that just left the motherfucking ghetto from walking that bitch 2 and 3 hours a day for over a month? My motherfucking legs are really hurting. I need hot water, bitch. Why you motherfuckers love to try to blood clot a nigga? You blood clot motherfuckers, bumper clot. I don't like these motherfuckers. I don't. And I tell Allah, I don't. Because they just wild and unnecessary. They got to be starting something. They got to employ themselves. Because, Tommy ain't got no job, man. Stupid as a motherfucker. And immature. Wombs of misery. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Because that's what I be saying, the wombs of misery. I say, what is the wombs of misery? Motherfucker, you sitting with somebody that ain't your original mama. You see? Now imagine, motherfucker close their eyes, go over to the other side. They don't like what they man got them, so they about to enter another womb. Infiltrating wombs. And it's a womb of misery because it ain't their original mother. Yeah. My son had to come through wombs of misery 8 times because a dude just didn't know how to go about his business and leave me the fuck alone. The pleasures that derive from contact with sense objects are the wombs of misery. They have both a beginning and an end, and thus the wise take no delight in them. The pleasures that derive from contact with sense objects are the wombs of misery. Meaning you get pregnant by anybody, anything come through you, However, when you're a little older and wiser and remember some things, you will know this shit ain't nothing. This is another motherfucking one of them damn experiences kind of shit. They have both a beginning and an end, 10 months, technically, if you was to have a full-term pregnancy. And thus the wise take no delight in them. So like my father used to say, Mimi, they be celebrating when babies come in here and sad when people get up out of here, when the opposite should be true. They should be crying upon the entry of a child in this kind of world and celebrating when they leaving up out this motherfucker. And I said, Daddy, show you right. Show you right. So I had a wise father, needless to say. When I wake up in the morning, conquering lust. If my twin having any, that's just fine by me. Anybody outside of my twin, watch your ass, Mr. Postman. You got to conquer that lust. You got to conquer looking at them boobies. You got to conquer that shit, man. Knowing the self to be transcendental to the intelligence, one should control the lower self by the higher self, and thus by spiritual strength defeat this elusive enemy known as lust. It's like the wind. She's like the wind. An elusive enemy. Like some of y'all attackers. Sure, you know that's your Aunt Pearl doing that shit. The time of death. Some people want to check up out of here. Good for them. At the time of death, whoever relinquishes his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. You see that? But they'll say they atheists. You see how you play yourself? Do you see how these motherfuckers be playing? You ain't playing God. He's an all-knowing, all-seeing, all-wise. Fuck Big Brother. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying? At the time of death, whoever relinquishes his body, remembering me alone, not they wife, not they husband, not they kids, not they co-workers and shit, not they dog. No, God alone. At once, this is his grace and mercy, attains his nature. Oh, wow. Looky, looky. You got one job. Kind of shit. Mr. and Mrs. Think of Heaven. He said him. He didn't say heaven. Of this there is no doubt. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. Like I said, they keep on. You want me to read it again? At the time of death, whoever relinquishes his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. You know, for the dum-dums out there. Think about God only. See if you can do that shit. Instead of thinking of the next fucking spell you're going to do. The sacred Om. That will be a whole shut up in Hindi. Shit. I am the fresh taste of water, the light of the sun and moon. I am the sacred syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, the sound in ether, and the ability in man, which is your breath, Ka. Your life force, your oxygen, basically. Inhale, exhale. You know, Om. I'm gonna pop one more and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live my life as no fucking pretender. So terrible. They do it to themselves. They really do. Okay, we're going to end on this note. Allah, the source of all. The source of all. I am the source of all spiritual and material universes, for everything emanates from me. Knowing this, the wise engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. I'll read it again. I am the source of all spiritual and material universes, for everything emanates from me. Knowing this, the wise engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. That's enough said on that shit. Right, though. This is kind of touching on, this is on the bottom of the top of the deck. Called transmigration. And it's talking about passing from one body to the next. Where people act like they can scare you or some shit and don't realize that you wasn't with them every lifetime, especially if they wasn't your parents. And some of y'all wasn't even with y'all original parents every lifetime. You was another Dora the Explorer like me and decided to go that route because it was just, you know, the more wise thing to do. Transmigration. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. Now they body jumping like crazy, and somebody told me I need to stop saying body jumping because the people ain't gonna. Of course, it was the Gemini. The people, I don't give a fuck what the people don't understand. Gemini, body jumping is how I explain it because that's what the fuck it is. Okay. The soul similarly passes into another body at death. Such a change does not disturb the minds of those who know the truth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, hear body jumps. Okay, I know that ain't him. I just know the energy that's within him. And the energy that's within him jumped out of their body, so their body somewhere sitting damn near can't move because you still have the residual of life within you. You know what I'm saying? But the energy ain't gonna be full throttle like they can get up and cut the grass. Some people can, depending on the man. You see? But it's not disturbing to me. You can't be in the spiritual world or saying that you were purposed to be in the spiritual world. And hell, if you touching witchcraft or anything like that, that's what the fuck you saying. You more than just a bitch that do a 9 to 5. You more than just an artiste, Mr. and Mrs. Dark Arts. You done tapped in now. Oh no, what you doing? You done did it now. Ain't no undoing it. So why would something like that make you like, tell somebody that's not real or you can't fathom something like that? Well, if you can't, then you ain't got no business being in the shit that you into. It's just true. Great souls. After innumerable births and deaths, those who are wise surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that exists. Such great souls are very rare. I'm going to say it again. After innumerable births and deaths, why people act like, you was born yesterday, and that was it. Those who are wise surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that exists. Such great souls are very rare. Ain't that fucked up? I'm gonna act like they ain't never came here before. Sure, when I tell you, baby, you gotta be careful with the company you keeping. See, these is that, false ego. Then I'm gonna go for real. False ego, definitely. What the fuck, bro? They would definitely be considered not the rare souls. I tell you that one. False ego. It's a lot of people. And the dum-dums. Yes, I'm being very insulting because what do you mean don't use your brain to its fullest capacity? Or heart or soul for that matter. What the fuck? Bewildered spirit souls. Bewildered spirit souls. Wild and unnecessary. Bewildered spirit souls. Listen at this. Under the influence of the 3 modes of material nature, think themselves to be the doer of activities, which are in actuality carried out by nature. Ain't that some shit? They say, you really think you're in control? Well, I know you crazy. I know you crazy. Fuck. Bewildered spirit souls out there. Under the influence of the 3 modes of material nature, think themselves to be the doer of activities, which are in actuality carried out by nature, which would be a law. Who he just told you everything emanates from him. It's them demiurges. Be careful out there, Everybody ain't, rare souls, which would be people that's sovereign that don't need a fucking hand and doing daily activities kind of shit. But swear to God, honey, they're smarter than you. Motherfucker say what? Motherfucker think he got more game than me. Oh, make me sick. Nigga, thank you, Slick. Fuck around and make me click like a magic trick. All right, y'all. Love and light.